Jalen Brunson, the biggest flopper in the NBA playoffs. We've got stats and footage that proves it. Plus, Jimmy Butler, was he actually injured by Draymond Green? Dylan Brooks says it was Draymond that hurt Jimmy Butler. We'll take a look at what the footage actually shows. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you subscribe right here to the channel. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. Joining me is Donnie Freeman. Donnie, Jalen Brunson, man, he's a great player, but he's lost a lot of credibility around the NBA, especially with fans, for his flopping ways. In fact, if you look right now, you go check out over on X, there's a lot of conversations about Jalen Brunson and his flop. Look at this. Look at this. He couldn't flop. They got the man working at McDonald's.
They shouldn't have gave us Croc, man.
Right. Jalen Brunson flopping like a fish. Jalen Brunson gets away with anything. All-time flop menace. Jalen Brunson, if he could flop. Oh, no.
Look at Killian Hayes.
Yeah. Serious question. Does anyone flop more than Jalen Brunson?
God dang.
Yeah. I mean, this is the conversation. This is the
one with Schroeder, though, where he goes flying.
Yeah.
The last game, too.
That was hilarious.
A flop off on both sides.
They've got Jalen Brunson being compared to a soccer player. I mean, this is the conversation around Jalen Brunson right now. And ESPN is even getting in on it to a degree with, of course, their analysis here. This is ESPN, a Western Conference scout, says Jalen Brunson foul hunting and holding the ball has really caught up with them. There's only so much you can do. That's a recipe to win a lot of regular season games, but it's a huge load to carry on a nightly basis for playoff heavy minutes. Cat and Anunoby have to play a role. It's hard when Brunson has the ball in his hands so much of the time. So, indeed, Jalen Brunson has the highest time of possession in the NBA playoffs, ahead of Cade Cunningham, ahead of James Harden, ahead of Luka Doncic. Jalen Brunson, and it's not close, Jalen Brunson has the ball in his hands more of the game than any other player in the NBA playoffs right now, and Jalen Brunson is drawing more fouls per game than any other player in the NBA playoffs, more than Giannis, more than Jokic, more than Luka, more than Paolo, more than anyone in
He's
the
shooting
playoffs.
11 per game right now.
11 free throws per game. Jalen Brunson getting to the line. But Donnie, here's what really pisses people off when I'm talking about fans. Look at the ways that he's getting the free throws that he's getting and the calls that he's getting. Take a look at this, and everybody, deep breath, get ready. So this one here, let me even rewind that one a little bit just so we can actually see it. Watch here. And just fall down.
It just looked like he slipped.
Yeah, just a little bit of contact, just fall down. That's very much a soccer style flop right there. Was
that a flop soccer. Or did he just trip? Let me see it again. Seriously, I don't know if I don't know. Maybe it could go either way, but either way, I don't think that should have been called anything.
No, it's not a foul either way.
No, it's not a foul. No,
it's not a foul. But then look at this. Look at this. Who shoots like that?
Yeah. Didn't they start calling those offensive recently? We saw the Lakers try that, and it got called offensive the other day.
If this is, look, right there. If that right there, no one shoots like that.
No, that's clearly to get a free throw.
This is a calf stretch. This is not shooting. That's not the way you put your feet if you're going to shoot the basketball. That's why you need to say this is not a natural shooting motion. This is supposed to be taken out of the game, and yet he's getting free throws on stuff like this. And this is what's upsetting people. And I think it is taking a lot of credibility away from Jalen. And then this is the other thing. This is just asshole behavior here from Jalen Brunson. Holding up on that play, holding up 6 fingers because he got Oscar Thompson taken out of the game on his 6th foul. That was from game 2. That's when you knew that the Knicks were losing that game, because the basketball gods aren't going to let that kind of bullshit stand.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, these playoffs have been kind of chippy, though. I will say there's been a lot of comments and stuff from a lot of different parties. And I mean, even earlier today, Tyler Hero and Darius Garland taking shots. Where's that even coming from? But this playoffs have been absolutely chippy. But on the free throw thing for Jalen, I don't think that's ethical, like they call ethical hoops, right? I don't think that's what you should be trying to do is try to do that. But if they're going to call it, I mean, I don't really blame them. I don't blame anybody if they're going to call it every time. Then that's just part of the game, I guess, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like, I don't think you should be doing it, and I don't think they should be calling it. But if they're calling it, they're calling it.
So you're of the mindset of don't hate the player, hate the game.
Well, no, like I said, I don't think he should be doing it either. But like, if they're calling it, it is what it is.
Wait, and
I actually think grifting is a legitimate skill. I actually do. I genuinely think foul grifting is legit skill. Not that it's one I think players should aspire to have, but there are certain guys that are just extremely good at this type of stuff, and they get the whistle for some reason.
Well,
you would think this would get cut out in the playoffs, though.
You would think, and it tends to be small guards who get away with this stuff. No one in history is ever shooting like that. And you know what? I'm sure already, I bet right now there's already people in our comment section on this video that are saying, but you guys are Lakers fans. You've got Luka. I don't care who it is.
An extremely good foul grifter too, by the way.
He is. But get this stuff out of the game. I don't care if it's Austin. I don't care if it's Luka. I don't care if it's Jalen Brunson. I don't care if it's Jason Tatum. Get out of the game. I don't want to watch this. Yeah. I don't want to watch this stuff. In fact, even Nate Duncan, who is about as reserved as you can find with his takes on things, says Brunson has now, and he watches everybody, right? That's what he does. Brunson has become my least favorite watch in the league. It's a shame because with his skill level, he should be one of my favorites, but the referee baiting is never ending. He does seem something on seemingly every possession on both ends. It's a level beyond even peak Harden. Now, I don't know if I can go like peak Harden. Like that was embarrassing for the NBA. Really that was really bad. But Jalen Brunson is getting so bad about this. And what you just said, Donnie, that this shouldn't be happening in the playoffs. It's another example of where the NBA says we're going to clean this stuff up. We're going to get this stuff out of the game. They start a season not calling this stuff. They start a season calling this stuff offensive fouls. And then as a few months go by, it reverts back to the way that it was. And that's where we're at now. And that's why Jalen Brunson is doing this stuff. So I think there needs to be, I think you're right to a degree that from the officiating side of things, they need to, if you don't call this stuff, he'll stop doing it.
Do it. That's what it is.
And that's what this needs to be. But at the same time, this is also Jalen Brunson, who a year ago was around the league beloved as this guy that, isn't he great? This plucky Knicks team that finds ways to win games through just sheer heart and effort and crushing the offensive glass and all that stuff. Fast forward to this year, and people are sick of him because of all this nonsense. It's unfortunate for Jalen Brunson because now he's being put in a category with players, and by his own actions, but being put in a category that I don't think anybody should aspire to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it wasn't clear, like I said, I don't like it. I just, what it is I think that with refs, there's a degree of favoritism because not every player can get these calls. That's why I said, I think part of it's also skill, some of it's reputation. I think there's a little bit of favoritism sprinkled on there too. And some of these guys are able to get these whistles this way and they're able to manipulate the refs. But I do think this stuff should at least go away in the playoffs, but I do think this stuff should go away, honestly, just in general. Like I wouldn't be upset if it was just gone from the game in general, if they started calling those flops. Remember when they used to fine for flops?
Yes. Let's go back to that. Let's do that. And make it public. After the game, you're going to find a guy for flopping. Make it a public announcement that he flopped. Include video footage of it. The NBA should put that out. That way there's an embarrassment factor to this stuff, too. Because it's embarrassing for all of us.
They called it on Jaren Jackson this season, and he was sitting on the bench smiling and laughing like, damn, they got me. That was so bad.
His was bad. His was real bad. But what should this be called? Like this thing here. That unnatural shooting motion.
That's a no call or offense.
No call or offensive foul, right?
Yeah,
one or the other.
Because what is the guy supposed to do? You're jumping into him. You're creating all the contact. Like there's nothing. He can't close out to you if you're going to jump into him.
That's so slimy. Celebrating that the dude fouled out because you threw some shady move at him and jumped into him. Like God, and I like the Knicks.
Yeah.
God,
Brunson is actually really good. I like.
He's really good.
He's extremely good.
Why can't we just get this stuff out of the game?
Yeah, and to make it clear also, we're highlighting Brunson because this stuff is kind of like a talking point. But like I said, there's a lot of guys in the league.
There's a lot of guys.
Like I mentioned earlier, Luka. Luka's funny.
I don't even like Luka doing it.
No, I don't either. But I feel like with Luka, it's when I watch him, his rhythm, the way he dribbles, everything, it feels like he's always trying to make you do something so he can get the foul. Like his
Yeah.
entire game seems like, and this is not a knock. Again, it's just the way the game is. It seems like it's designed to try to get you to foul him. Like he's going to do all these pivots, pumps, stops, goes, like all this stuff. Like his herky jerkiness. It's probably extremely hard to defend Luka, which is why no one can really do it effectively, because he's going to get that foul on you or he's going to make the bucket. And Brunson kind of has some of that to him. In fact, maybe they learned it together, right?
And maybe these guys kind of have to a degree, because like Brunson, is he going to out athlete a lot of these guys? No. And same thing is true with Luka. So they have to find other ways, but I think you should be able to do it without being shady, like this, like Brunson has been. And that
just kind of stops in front of you and you're running. They just stop in front
Brunson
of you.
does that a lot too.
That one is so annoying, man.
It is. That was the Chris Paul special back in the day, and Brunson does it a lot too. That just run in front of somebody who's running and then suddenly stop. Just slam on the brakes and get them to run into you. It's
that's
get it out of the game.
Yeah, and it's mostly the small guards. You know, like you talk about Chris Paul. He used to be pretty bad with it. CP, or excuse me, Trae Young.
Embiid is really the only big I can think of that's really bad about it.
Jokic sometimes kind of throws himself around a little bit, but he doesn't get.
But he gets hit a lot too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jokic is also pretty often really bloody.
Yeah,
but Embiid seems like he's got a
scarred. He looks like Zangief from Street Fighter. Like his arms are so scarred up by the end of games.
Embiid looks like he has like a quota for how many times he needs to fall on the floor. AD is also pretty grifty. It's not even the same way though. It's more on like rolls and stuff. Like, and it's the yells, hey, and he flip flops all over the place.
The verbal flop.
That's the thing, is like it's just really prevalent in the league, right? Like you can point to a lot of guys. So that's why I want to make it clear that it's not only Brunson, but Brunson is at the head of that right now. So.
And it's just something that I'd love to see the league really, even when they say they're going to do it, but like really do it, really clean it up. All right. Now, Jimmy Butler injured, his status in serious jeopardy now for game 3 of Warriors Rockets. Even with that, though, the Warriors are right now the favorites for game 3, only by 2.5 points going home to Golden State. They are the favorites for game 2. But Dylan Brooks is making the claim that the unfortunate injury to Jimmy Butler was not Oscar Thompson's fault, or Amen Thompson, fault. It was actually Draymond Green's fault. And watch what he does here. Dylan Brooks. Check this out. So he goes as far as to actually call Draymond a dirty player.
No, I think the dirty player is Draymond giving a little push as regular basketball players do, and Jimmy's fighting the air for a rebound, and stuff happens.
So, okay, first of all, he calls him a dirty player and then says fighting for a rebound as regular players do. Mm-hmm. Is he dirty or is he a regular player? Donnie, in general, do you think Draymond Green is a dirty player?
Yeah. I think
he's done enough.
I think he's got a long history of making dirty plays, which to me would classify you as a dirty player, right?
True. And I'm with you on that. I do think that he's got a long history of doing just shenanigans. And it's enough to say he's one of the dirty players in the NBA. But take a look at this play and let's see, is Dylan Brooks right? Is Jimmy Butler's injury actually Draymond Green's fault? So here the shot goes up. Jimmy's going to come flying in, and apologies for the video quality here, but this is a good angle of it. Here's Thompson in the middle. Here's Jimmy on the right side. Thompson's in the middle, trying to squeeze between Steven Adams and Draymond Green.
This looks like a clean rebound to me until he goes flying in with the spear.
Right. So when I was expecting, when I got this angle, I was expecting Draymond Green's right arm would go behind Thompson and shove him. That's what I was thinking I was going to see here. And that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't think this was necessarily, and again, I think Draymond Green is a dirty player in general. He's had enough dirty plays over the course of his career to call him that. And I don't think this was his fault.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Donnie?
It's kind of weird because with that, like Draymond, like initially is just boxing. He's got the wide arms, wide stance. He's just boxing. And then at the end of it there, he kind of gets pushed to the side, and then Thompson trips on the back of Draymond's leg. But on the side, you have Pods trying to square up with Steven Adams to try to fight him from getting the board. This is all normal behavior. But what winds up happening is that Steven Adams and Draymond kind of sandwich Thompson. They both get contact on him. And while Thompson is elevating again, that leads to him just tripping and going forward in part of that process, while Jimmy just happens to be at the wrong place, wrong time. So I don't really think there's nothing egregious, I don't think, from Draymond here. I think it's just a bunch of contact from everybody.
And I was expecting to see far worse here from Draymond. I was like,
Adams and pods. Like
I thought, it's Draymond Green. This is going to be bad. No, I mean, he was just boxing out here. Thompson tries to squeeze through. And then you're right. If anything, look at Brandon Pajemski. He's got his arms tucked in. You can see his left leg. He's shoving Steven Adams. And the effect is Steven Adams and Draymond Green wind up just sandwiching Thompson. And you can see right now, Thompson's got his right leg is in front of Adams, but his left leg is stuck behind Draymond. And that leg's got to go somewhere. So he just gets caught up on Draymond's back leg there, and it winds up being a stumble.
Yeah, so he looks like he's just playing. He's a linebacker right there, just stopping him from Paz. Does look like he's trying to stop. Even here, he's still face guarding him. He's still trying to get Steven Adams off. But I don't blame him because Steven Adams is huge. But this is just normal stuff, I think. And even the thing with it is that like you would expect for the way it's being talked about, you would expect for Draymond to kind of, like you said, be pushing him or spin around and push him forward or something. Yeah. But Draymond ends this play out of position because Thompson has pushed him actually because they trip and a little bit of pressure gets pushed to Draymond where he ends up sideways. So like he's not even really in a position to do anything. He didn't see Thompson, tripping or anything. So while I do think Draymond is a quote unquote dirty player, I don't think he did anything excessive here. I don't think anybody did. I just think that this was just kind of wrong place, wrong time for Jimmy.
It was just an unfortunate play the way it went down, and again,
Steph needed to catch him right there. Look at that, Steph, catch him,
Steph. What are you doing? This is Jim in the office not catching Michael when he was falling into the koi pond. That's what's happening. Look at Steph. Come on, Steph.
Like he puts his hands up for a second. Steph.
This is Steph right here in this moment. Right here, and the contact, and Steph goes, there's one star on this team, Jimmy. There's one star on this team.
Dang, that is a hard call, though. I'm happy that he avoided any serious injury, apparently.
So sounds like he may be out for it's in question for game 3. By the way, if I'm the Warriors, I'm not revealing anything on whether or not he's actually in or out until 30 minutes before game time when I have to submit my lineup if I'm Golden State. But yeah, this is one where Dillon Brooks comes out and calls Draymond Green dirty. And look, Dillon Brooks, obviously he's got a history.
Yeah, they've got a history in general, but they've already been trading verbal blows with the media already in this series a couple times. So that's nothing new, right? That's what I said. These playoffs are really verbal, very chippy. There's a lot of like positioning in the media from these guys. So
yeah. So everybody, let us know in the comment section what you think, though. First of all, what you think about Jalen Brunson and his flopping, and then was Draymond at fault there, or do you guys see it the way we see it and think that it was just kind of an unfortunate play with Jimmy Butler? Was somebody at fault? Was it Brandon Pajemski? Was it Steven Adams? Who was in the wrong?
Rockets fans will say Draymond did it.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Or Warriors fans, excuse me.
Warriors fans will say Draymond did it?
Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, I'm getting it backwards. No, yeah, I'm getting it backwards. You're right. Could you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors fans said Draymond did it.
Warriors fans will say, yes, Draymond did do it. That's why he should have won Depoy. No, it was, I was voting for Evan Mobley if I had a vote.
He won. All right,
hustle, everybody. He got the Hustle Award. He got the consolation prize there. The consolation prize award. All right, everybody. Give us your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe right here to the channel. Give us your thoughts again. Till next time. See ya and stay safe.